Why does obtuse triangle lose every argument? Because he's never right. Shapes. You think you know them? Well, think again. And trust me, you don't want to skip learning about them because it's like trying to build a house without a blueprint. Like, sure, you'll end up with something that probably looks like a shelter, but you're definitely not going to be winning any architectural awards, that's for sure. Okay, so what exactly is shape? Well, according to Google, a shape is a flat area surrounded by edges or an outline. Artists use all kinds of shapes. Geometric shapes are precise and regular, like squares, rectangles, and triangles. They are often found in human-made things like buildings and machines, while biomorphic shapes are found more in nature. Now, I don't know about you, but to me those just seem like a whole bunch of words, but what do they actually mean? Well, basically, shapes can be put into two categories: organic, or if you want to be fancy, biomorphic, and geometric. So, geometric shapes are the shapes that you typically find in man-made things like buildings, and that includes circles, squares, triangles, etc. And organic shapes are less precise and irregular, so they don't really have names, so just think of that stupid pool that they get you to find the volume of in maths class. Also, real quick, why did they always make them the most weird shapes? Anyway, just because organic shapes are called organic, that doesn't mean that they're just only soft, round, and curved. They can have edges and have points as well. Organic shapes are mainly seen when we add details on top of geometric shapes. Simplifying the human figure into geometric shapes is a very common thing in art, and it's encouraged by a lot of artists because it's a really good starting point when it comes to learning how to draw human and animal figures. And this is something that's seen a lot in character design, where artists use shapes to convey certain things in silhouettes of a character design. Now this leads us into my favorite part about shapes, and that is shape language. Now, shape language is how we communicate meaning or emotions just using shapes. So, for example, triangles or more sharper, thinner lines and shapes often represent something that's more sly or evil, while shapes that are more square or boxy invoke a more sturdy, strong, stable feeling. And this is the same for circles as well. Rounder and wider shapes tend to be more friendly and approachable, which leads me onto Kirby. Now, we all know Kirby as a very cute, round, pink ball, but what would happen if we took him and used shape language to change his shape? So instead of a ball, maybe it'd be a square or a triangle. And how would that change what we see Kirby as? Well, lucky for you, I drew an example. So here's the Kirby that we're familiar with, and he matches the shape language idea of a circle. He's soft, harmless, peaceful, and approachable. But now if we make him a square, you can see he also matches the square now. He's solid, sturdy, strong. And finally, the triangle. Oh no. Why did I make that? Anyway, if you look at the triangle, you can tell it's sharp, dynamic, dangerous, and unpredictable. That's what it looks like. Just make sure you don't look into his eyes for too long, because he might steal your soul. Okay, that's cool and all, but how does this actually look in practice when it comes to actual characters and actual character design? Well, for this example, we're going to use one of the best Disney movies ever made, Up. The character designers at Disney did a very good job when it came to Up because they clearly used shapes to separate each of the characters. For example, Carl was a square, Russell was a circle, and Kevin was a triangle. Now obviously they're not the only characters that they use shape language and shape design for, but they're the easiest ones to pick from. Doing this and changing the proportions of a character using simple shapes, it just makes the characters feel very separate and unique instead of just all meshing together and being very bland. And this also helps us as viewers when we're watching the movie. We can easily identify which character is which just by their shapes alone or their silhouettes. And it also creates a really nice combination of shapes when everyone's all in a scene together. And personally, I think this is a very good exercise you can learn from. Just take simple characters from TV shows, cartoons, movies, break them down into simple shapes and see how they're built from the ground up. Anyway, that's all from me. I really hope you enjoyed the video and learned something. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. I would really appreciate it. And if you like the look of the character that I voiced in today's video, his name is Yugen. He's from my manga Soul Weaver that I'll be releasing soon. If you want to learn more and keep up to date for when my manga actually releases, consider following all my socials that I have down below. And yeah, see you in the next one.